So now that we know 3 chords, let's talk a little bit about switching between the chords. And again, we want to keep common chord tones down whenever we can. We don't really want to take our hand off the guitar if we don't need to. So let's start off with the G chord, right? We have the 3rd finger on the 1st string like this. Let's not even worry about strumming for a second. Let's just talk about the left hand movement. So the G looks like that. When we went to the D7 chord, we slid this finger back, remember? And we put the other 2 fingers down, 1st finger on the 2nd string, middle finger on the 3rd string. So from the G to the D7, we kept this finger on the string, slid it over, moved it back, put the 2 fingers down. Just do that with me on your guitar. Let's just go back and forth without even making a sound. Switch between the G, slide it back to the D7, go back to the G, go back to the D7, right? You're developing that muscle memory back and forth. Okay, so stop on the D7 chord for a second. When you go to the C, the 1st finger is where it needs to be, so that'll be our reference point. I'm going to take the 3rd finger off, and I'm just going to move this finger here. So here's the D7, here's the C. Here's the D7, I move the middle finger to the 4th string, and I take the 1st string off. Let's do that a few times, right? D7, go back to C. D7, go back to C. D7, go back to G now. Slide the finger over. But go back to D7. We're sort of doing finger aerobics here. We're on D7, go back to C. Now, we're on the C. To go to the G, unfortunately, there is no common tone here. So we do have to take our hand off and put our 3rd finger down. This is where having the thumb in the right place is really important because it does provide sort of a frame of reference. If my thumb's here, I know exactly where the 3rd fret is. If my thumb has sort of gravitated up or down, I've lost all perspective, right? So here's C chord, everything comes off, I go to the G. Just go back and forth just like that. And I say to my students sometimes, just practice in front of the TV or practice when you're on the phone, just with that muscle memory, right? You don't have to make a sound or disturb anyone. You're just practicing back and forth. That's really important. Okay, so you can take a look at the chart, the chord charts that go along with these chords, have them next to you, and you can also play along now with the jam track. So let's take a look at that jam track. I would take a look at the chart that goes with it so you can play along. And again, this song is divided into measures as well. When we play this, we're going to play 4 strums down per measure, and you're going to hear 4 clicks. Click, 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 click. Then we'll come in strumming together. Okay, let's try this together. Here we go. Now I want you to pull up the jam track and just play along as many times as possible till it feels comfortable. It may take a while to build up speed at first, but you'll definitely get it, and it'll be a really fun exercise for you, really fun tune for you. Next segment, we're going to talk about strumming both up and down, so let's go check that out.